Welcome to RighteousJah, the Sojourner. What's up, guys? It's RighteousJah. Man, it has been a good while. Yeah, it's been some time since I've released a video. I really appreciate my core audience, those of you who've seen this channel grow all the way to 1,000 subscribers and more. I love you guys. Man, yeah, what would I do without you guys? Yeah, so some news. Man, everything, a lot, if not everything, has changed inside of me. It's like the inside of me has shifted and changed and sees things from a new perspective, but the outer world is still like delayed. And so I see echoes of like my past before, the things that I believed once before. And in this new place I shifted to, I really got some strong inspiration to do a video on Haile Selassie and how he accomplished what he did. Because it's so easy for us to deify somebody and make them into someone to worship instead of really understanding who we are. Ooh. Did I catch your attention there? Are you listening? Are you listening now? Yes, so these are the things that have been shifting inside of me, is realizing who I am, what is the laws of this reality we lived in that the Most High Frequency has created, the Most High Jah, whatever you want to call it, has created, in which Haile Selassie abided by and was a prime example of someone who abides by the laws of the universe to accomplish anything and to overcome everything. Now this can be so critical, guys, for you to really transform your life to, you know, what some would say maybe be a son of God or a daughter of God. It's really this mindset and this shift in your perspective of reality, because how we were raised and how we grew up is the exact opposite of the way that things really are, and the way that God, whoever you want to call him, or the Most High Frequency, it's the opposite of what he has told us or set up, or even say Yahshua has taught, or all the esoteric wisdom and knowledge in the Bibles and the Lost Book. Everything that we've been taught and raised is the opposite of what it really is. And so in a way it's to keep us from knowing who we are, from knowing God, also to take God and put him outside of us, or to deify someone and worship someone outside of us, instead of realizing that if anyone is accomplishing something that is so miraculous, say, or so much like a lion, the lion conqueror, it seems like it's just because it's them and they're chosen and it's them over there, and that you are different. And the reality is not true. And this is why you have Haile Selassie saying in a quote where he says, "I'm not God, I'm a man." Even though the scripture says ye are gods, he knows what he's saying, because he's saying I'm not the God in God form right here and just moving trees and buildings and making them with my imagination and force. No, he's not. He's abiding by being a man because he wants to show you what you are capable of. This is why he's saying that. Because God is in all of us. We are all a piece of God, and we have access to God, and everything that God can do, or his abundance, we have access to that. We are a piece of that. And so he's saying like, don't deify me. I'm showing you how. He's also following, say, in the footsteps, or continuing the footsteps of Yahshua, saying, don't worship me, right? Even those after me will do greater than me, right? He's just saying, this is how. This is what you're capable of. Once you shift your mindset, then you can accomplish. And so, you know, like, instead of, you know, worshiping this God outside of us and praying to this God outside of us and creating another religion, another cult, another box to name ourselves and put ourselves in, why don't we just become? Why do we need a label? Why do we need to fit in somewhere? Why do we need to put our power into someone else, into some other religion or some other person or some God outside of us? Instead, why don't we become God? Why don't we channel into God? Why don't we do God's work through ourselves, right? And how do we do this? This is the biggest thing, because it's so clear now of how Haile Selassie did it. Obviously, he was a very special soul because the date he was born, 1892, July 23rd, which is the very day of the Leo constellation, the lion, and 400 years after slavery of the Jews. So we can just look at, say, Haile Selassie and go, we know, okay, he was a special soul because of the date that he was born, the time he was sent. It's very, very blatant, very clear. However, does it mean that you are not capable of doing something similar in your life, of overcoming, conquering, or even possibly getting to such a height you could change the world? Because nothing is impossible with God. But with mankind, with the ego, with the left side of our brain, yes, there's many things that are impossible. And I believe this is what Haile Selassie was talking to when he was saying that he is not God, but he is a man, right? And so it's like a segue to show us what we are capable of and what really maybe he expects of us. Because knowing that our God selves are inside of us, that they're there laying dormant until we tap into it, what else would you do as a higher person? You would speak to that. You would be calling to that. You would be taking that out of individuals. You would be speaking to it to make it manifest and come out. And so quite clearly, I believe, besides those divine timing that is prevalent in his life, how did he actually overcome all nations and face the world's superpowers who are literally taking over the world? And he stood up to their face from a country that's so-called, poor, muskets and everything like that, fighting tanks and mustard gas and everything else. How could he face that with such fierceness, courageousness, boldness, and conquer over them all? It's to the logical mind, it's impossible. There's no way. Logically speaking, he should have lost. He should have been dead. Hitler should have won. Mussolini should have won. Ethiopia should have been colonized, logically speaking. But what we're dealing with is something that is not logical to the logical mind. I would say spiritually it is logical. And some of you are now confused. But that's another video, another topic to talk about. So how did Haile Selassie, besides being, say, a divine soul, how did he accomplish this mission? And it's quite prevalent in our Bible how to do it. It's inside of us. The kingdom of heaven is within. Don't look over there, over here, over there, and everything without you, but it's actually inside yourself. This is where the kingdom resides. And anything you could ask for, pray for, or need is going to come from heaven. And you have to know that you received it already. And so, coming from this place and understanding that even what we see as reality is only 0.0035% of what actually is. That's just the wavelength we can tune into. But that 99.96 to 7% of reality is the unseen. It is the potential, the wave particle that is just waiting to materialize. And just like when you see Yahshua going to Lazarus and he's going to resurrect him, and he says, "Thank you, God," already, because he knows that it's done already. And then Lazarus resurrects. This is the place in which we must operate. There is no believing in God. There is no believing in somebody. There is no nothing to believe in. Just look at that word, be, live, be, lie. Be living a lie. That's what's in that word. Instead, we must know, as it says, be still and know God. In that place where we be still, we can channel into what is really God, the God inside of us, that is inside all of us. And in that stillness, we can know ourselves and we can know God. And in that place, there is no lacking, there is no fear, there is no worry, there is no stress, there is no defeat. All there is conquering. All there is love, peace, joy, happiness, truth, and endurance. And this is the place from which one has to operate to overcome this world, right? As he says, I've overcome the world. Be of good cheer, I've overcome the world. And so this is what it's showing, and that's what he I don't want to say demonstrated, because it's just demonstrated, but this is what he showed to us, that the way he accomplished this, the way he's a conquering lion of the tribe of Judah, is because he remained in that energy, he remained in that place of God inside of him. And so then some could say, well, he's a manifestation of God. Yes, we all are. It's just, are we aware of it or not, and are we doing it? And so no matter what the 3D world was throwing at him, from Mussolini invading with all the military, from all the other nations turning their back and saying they're not going to help, he allowed nothing to shake him. He allowed nothing this outer world was telling him to affect his inner. Right? He kept the inner as within. So without, he kept the inner in a place in a connection with God and with conviction. And that just means confidence and faith, knowing that what you see and visualize in the unseen world, which is really reality, that is true, and that's going to manifest. That he has already received it. He's already received the victory. It's already done. Doesn't matter what this world's going to say and do and whatever. It does not matter. And from that place gives him the strength to continue to face and pierce through and move forward. And that's what he did, and that's why he conquered, because he was in that place of godhood, that higher self, that inner self, saying, don't worship me, don't make me into your God, but do as I do. Look, I'm an example. I'm a man like you. Look, don't make me into something so that you can't reach it. Right? He wasn't saying, I'm God, now you worship me. You can't reach this level because look at me. Haile Selassie was saying the exact opposite. Just, do you hear it? Do you understand what he's saying? Right? If you read even Revelation, it talks about, how we've been made into priests and kings and queens and everything else like that. It's because that door is open to us. It's just this outer world, the way it's set up is to cut access off from you. Right? Whoever is in control, it doesn't matter. What matters is are you looking into yourself and getting to know yourself and what you are capable of, and not believing this outer world, no matter what it tells you, no matter what information it gives you, to know who you really are and what you're really capable of, and holding that vision as if you received it already, and know that God will provide you everything. He says he provides for the birds and everything. How much more would he give to you? Okay? And so this is the place of the lion, operating from the lion's gates, right? Operating from Zion, from the lion temple. It's from here. And from that place you can do anything, including change the world or stand up to the world's most evil superpowers, like Haile Selassie I did. Now, if you guys want more about this topic and about this perspective and maybe how to do it, let me know in the comments. I love you guys. I'm going to have more videos coming out on this channel. And to my members, I had one member that joined and I got so busy I couldn't release anything, and I apologize to you, whoever you are. I will, if that's you, just leave a comment and I got something for you specifically. But yeah, this is going to be a members only video that will be released later to everyone else. So I'm going to start producing some really great content with a new twist on it, guys. And it's going to be coming out to my members first and then to the rest of everyone that tunes in. I love you guys, and this is Ross Kalev. Yeah, stay up. Keep the vibes up no matter what the world say. Peace. I'm out.